Hey, y'all, Michael Lunsford here, Citizens for New Louisiana, and we're back with the library. Heaven help us all. I try not to get into the library that much, but, sometimes I just can't help it. So here's Claire Taylor, news article we printed out. Another conservative voice appointed to the Lafayette Library Board. Oh, no, not another conservative to the library board. We want woke. We want erotic books in the kids section. We don't like these conservatives that want, just regular books. I mean, is that asking too much? Just to have books that don't have pornography and erotica and all this stuff? Is that too much to ask? Apparently it's too much to ask for some people. But let's jump in to a couple little things. I wanted to point out something in the article that is completely erroneous, and this is why you should never listen to this kind of bile. But anyway, the library board has voted not to roll property tax millages forward. Okay, error. The property tax is not controlled by the library board. It's controlled by the parish council. Property tax and millages forward as allowed by law to collect the same amount of money as the previous year. So if you are rolling millages forward, that means you are collecting more. That's what it means. In a reassessment year, what happens is they assess your property at a greater value, which means you would have to pay more. Under the Constitution of Louisiana, they are required to roll it back so that it's the same amount you paid last year. That's what she's talking about. She's missed the boat that when they roll it forward, that means they're charging you more. So that's not cool. Another thing on here, Lunsford has claimed responsibility for the appointment of conservatives to the library board. No, we really don't appoint conservatives to the library board. That is the parish council's job. We source folks in the community that want to get involved. We kind of vet them a little bit, encourage them to sign up and volunteer. And that's our contribution to the process. Now, what the parish council does is on them. I have been known to send some information to the parish council, letting them know about some of the candidates that are probably not the best selection. But generally, I don't call and tell them how to vote on this stuff. They do their own due diligence. They figure it out on their own. So this is also fun. He also filed 2 complaints against books that contained sexually explicit material that were moved out of the teen section to the adult section, which I think is just fine. But apparently, again, I'm focusing here. What is the problem? I complained against 2 sexually explicit books that were moved. That's the problem that they have with me. And this isn't a big deal. I think we're doing great. I think the library's doing great. They're doing a good job. The books are gone, and yet they keep pushing. They keep trying to get people on the board to change it back. Christie Maloyed is one of those people. We did deep research on her some time back. I'll put the link in the description so that you can go and see all of the people that that support her. They're all the drag queen people, all the people fighting for the erotic books in the library. And I'm going to show you that. I'm going to show you that in this video right now, live on, well, actually it's from Tuesday night, but check it out. Here's Kevin Nakamp telling us his thought process behind the appointment, and he liked Ms. Maloyed as well. Here we go.
Okay, I'll tell you on the record, I'm not for drag queen story time. I'm not for banning books, but I am for maybe censoring books and putting them on a section where 18 or older can check them out if it's inappropriate.
All right, so here's Kevin Nakamp says that he doesn't support drag queen story time, and he doesn't support having erotic books in the kids section. I think those are reasonable positions. However, you may not remember this, 4 years ago, Kevin Nakamp was pressured heavily by the same people asking for Christie Maloyed to be appointed, so much so over drag queen story time that he said, you know what? I'm quitting the Democratic Party over this. I'm going to join the Republican Party because at least they're not nuts. And so he did that. And yet, for whatever reason, the same people that forced him out of the Democratic Party are asking him for this, and he's agreeing with them. I can't explain it, but at any rate, let's tune in. Here's A.B. Rubin.
And yeah, I nominated Christie. There's other people in there that could have been there, but Christie has been putting the work in, and she's showing her heart. Okay? I think she's a great candidate for this particular job to move the library forward. We can't have everybody on the same page, man. Let's create us a diverse board that we all can be proud of, that will represent everyone in this audience, not just a select hand few. Thank you.
So here's A.B. Rubin, y'all, saying that we don't want unity on the library board. We want division. He literally, the words come out of his mouth. He wants division on the library board. Why would you want division on the library board? You know what division gets you? Division gets you 40, 50 years of us fighting about I-49 South and nothing getting done. That's what division gets you. You want unity in order to accomplish things. So don't talk about division. And look, I love A.B. Rubin. He's I consider him a friend of mine. We talk on a regular basis. When we bump into each other, we're very friendly. Nice guy. We just don't agree that Christie Maloyed would be good for the board because she would bring in a caustic element, I believe. Anyway, so listen, don't take my word for it. Here is Christie Maloyed in her own words. Listen.
Good evening, council members. I'm Christie Maloyed. I am not interested in banning books. I want to see the return of displays that celebrate our culture, that celebrate the different aspects of our community.
All right, so it was a 3-minute speech, but I narrowed it down to very short. So you know, number one, it's Christie Maloyed. She said she is. Number two, she's not for banning books. Well, no books have been banned. They took the erotic books out of the children's section and they put them in the adult section. They're not banned. They're still there. They're still at the library. You can go check them out if you want to. They're still there. So the language that they choose, this incendiary language to get everybody stirred up, is not productive. It is not unifying. It is intended for the purpose to divide the board and to divide the community. That's not what we're here for. We can all agree erotic books shouldn't be in the kids section. That's pretty simple stuff. The other thing she mentioned was she wants to bring back the book displays. Well, what is she talking about? So some time back, then director Danny Gillane said, we're not going to be doing these controversial book displays. He was talking about the sex books in the children's section during Pride Month. That's what he was talking about. Well, she says she wants to bring that back. Can you imagine bringing the books that are no longer allowed in the children's section? They want to put them now on display again. Yeah, that's not a good idea. At any rate, that's what she stands for by her own admission. Again, I'm going to have the description. We did a pretty deep research on who supports her and also a little bit about her in an article some time back. That'll be in there. Go check it out. Click on the link, read through it. It's a lot. And I also sent a piece of that article to all the parish council members so they would remember, oh, that's right, that's who that is. So I also want to... One person showed up at the parish council meeting, and they were in support of Christie Maloyed, and they spoke. And I want to play a little bit of that. So check this out.
In the past, we have faced challenges with board members attempting to ban materials and micromanage the library.
There you go. Ban materials. We moved them from one section to the other. That's not banning. And yet, here we are. The same divisive language. There's a purpose. All right, listen to the rest of this.
I pray the parish council appoints Christie Maloyed as our new library board member.
So I put that in there because I want you to hear, that's Narika Ross, I want you to hear her say who she supports for the library board of control. By her own words, out of her own mouth, on video. That's who she supports. Who is Narika Ross? Here is Narika Ross.
Put the motion back up there. Put the agenda back up there. Put the agenda back up there. You put that up there to cause the disruption. You did that on purpose. Infringing on people's First Amendment rights. Sit down. Like, this is disgusting.
Okay, so the last piece of this is disgusting. What is she talking about? She's talking about the library board when people kept coming forward and saying there's no pornography in the library, there's no pornography in the library. They put on the screen behind the board displays of books that actually were in that library that they were all in a meeting in, saying, here's the stuff. What does she say? That's disgusting. That was the inside of a children's book in the library. Now, it was redacted, and it was blurred, and they actually had to put black circles on things because it's not appropriate to display in public. These are books that they want in the children's section. They're saying by their own admission it's disgusting. We shouldn't have to look at this at a library board of control meeting, but they want your children looking at it. This to me is a big problem. And that's the support, that's what we're seeing. Also, Ms. Narika Ross, incredibly disruptive incredibly disruptive. That's not how you accomplish things at the library. Fighting with people is not how it works. That's why we have a united board. They're doing a great job. So who actually was appointed to the library board on Tuesday night? Well, his name is Alan Moore. And he's not some right-wing crazy nut. And to prove it, I'm going to play all 3 minutes of his speech so you can judge it for yourself. Check it out.
Well, good afternoon, Council, and all of our attendees here in the gallery. My name is Alan Moore. I'm a father of 4. I've been married for 24 years to a beautiful woman that I'm so thankful for. And all of us, at one point in time or another, have used our library system. I truly believe that the library system is a place that should not be one that is pushing the latest social agendas or the hottest topic streaming the news cycle or some platform somewhere, but I believe it should be a place of safety where knowledge and understanding is passed on to the next generations that are destined to sit on council boards and be business leaders and farmers and people that are in churches and all various facets within our community. So I've been in the oil and gas industry for over 24 years. I've been a part of startups where there was a team of 1, just me, all the way to larger companies where I was responsible for over 100 team members with over $30 million a year budget, installing platforms and things offshore, multi-million-dollar platforms. And what I've learned is that no matter where you fall on that scope, intentionality, purpose, and focus is always key. And it's not about what we feel as pressure from certain people to do certain things. Mr. Naka, I really appreciate the comments you had tonight, right? Because it should be about what's best for our community and what's best for the generations that are going to follow in our footsteps. And Mr. Rubin, I appreciate some of the things that you were saying tonight about we have to consider everyone in our community. But the truth is that there is a right and a wrong. There are things that we need to evaluate responsibly as adults and ask the question, is this the society that we want to perpetrate in the young minds that are coming? And so I believe that my experiences, both in business, also my wife and I were part of youth ministry for over 16 years, where we've had the privilege of being able to mentor, to teach, and just good old-fashioned befriend young people, hundreds of young people across many years that we were enabled to engage with these young people in the community. And one of the things that I know to be true as I stand here is that these minds are young, they're hungry, and they want to do what is best for their community. So I believe it's important and it's a responsibility upon us that are in a place of authority to make those right decisions and enable them to be all that they can be. So I would appreciate your support and your vote to be part of the Lafayette Parish Library Board. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, there you have it. Alan Moore. He sounds like a reasonable guy to me. Does he sound reasonable to you, or does he sound like a nut? The nuts spoke a little earlier. At any rate, I think he did an admirable job with the parish council. I hope he'll do an admirable job on the library board. And I'm sure he will. I'm sure he'll be just fine. At any rate, stay tuned. These come up again. I think, actually, we get to skip a year on the library board, so we get to keep these guys. All things, hopefully everything goes well. Nobody drops out for whatever reason. But we get to keep these guys for at least a year before another appointment comes up. So stay tuned. And if you're interested in being on the library board and you're a good, strong, conservative Christian who wants to protect kids, reach out to us. Hit our website and send us a resume, and we'll vet you and we'll talk and see if that's a place you'd be a good fit for. We also do other boards and commissions. There's like 36 or 40 of them in Lafayette and in other parishes as well. So reach out to us. We'd love to help you get connected.